If a midget tells you your hair smells nice, is that sexual harassment? Give it a second. There you go. What up, YouTube? Let's hear. Thanks again for visiting the channel. As always, I appreciate it. If this is your first time to the channel, thank you so much for watching. If you just go ahead and hit that thumbs up button just for the algorithm, I'd appreciate it. And if you enjoy the content, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Do me a favor, everybody. Just go ahead and head onto Instagram and give me a follow. It's let's_do-it-up. LETS_DOITUP. And if you would like to send in a knife or knives into the channel for review, just go ahead and send me an email at letsdiu79@gmail.com. If you go ahead and send me an email, I will send you my shipping address. You can send me the knives. I'll spend a week or two with them and then do the review and send them back to you guys. That would really help out the channel. I would really appreciate it. And today we're doing a quick review on the Benchmade Vector. That's VECTOR. I was at a buddy of mine's house. His name's Jimmy. And he was like, hey, I've got this knife I'd like you to take a look at. If you want to review on your channel, I'd be like, yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm always happy to review any kind of knife from any price tier, anything like that, especially if it's something that I've never heard of, and I've never heard of this knife. So more than happy to do a quick review on it. So let's do it up, y'all. This guy has an overall length of 8.25 inches, actually just a hair over 8.25 inches, a blade length of 3.6 inches, a cutting edge just a hair under 3.5 inches, and a handle just a hair over 4.75 inches. Let's do some quick size comparisons. Compared to the Rat Model 1, they're just about the same length. The Rat might be just a hair longer. And compared to the Rat Model 2, Model 2 is obviously quite a bit shorter than the Vector. Compared to the DEMKO knives, the 8020S, let's see here. Again, that's just about the same length. The 8020S might just be a hair longer than the Vector, and the 20.5 is obviously quite a bit shorter than the Vector. And last but not least, we've got the SPYDERCO knives. The Paramilitary 2 is going to be just a hair shorter than the Vector, and the Para 3 is obviously going to be quite a bit shorter than the Vector. Carry profile. When the Vector is closed, just a hair longer than the Paramilitary 2. And the thickness when compared to the Para 3, looks like the Vector is just a hair thicker than the Para 3. Let's check height real quick. With the tallest part of the blade, the Vector is nowhere near as tall as the Para 3. That's awesome. Okay, let's check a quick weight on this guy. See where we are there. All right. And we're looking at 4.5 ounces. So this guy shouldn't be too cumbersome in the pocket. At least I hope not. All right. So this guy is sporting some CPM 20 CV blade steel, which is fantastic. That's same. It's kind of comparable to M390. As you guys know, that's has a really good balance between edge retention, corrosion resistance, and toughness, although it is slightly lacking in the toughness department. We are looking at a drop point blade here with, let's see here, there's a slight recurve to the blade, and you've got a hollow ground with a compound grind. Hollow ground blade here until you get to the tip, and then it's flat ground, so you got a little bit more strength out towards the tip, which is good. There's not a whole lot of billboarding on this guy, just the Benchmade emblem there, and then you've got it looks like 20 CV written here on the other side, and I think for one reason or another they have Benchmade's website written there, which I've never really seen that before, but hey, you know, whatever works for you, right? This guy is running on phosphor bronze washers. We have an ACIS style lock, or I'm sorry, a crossbar style lock. I believe Benchmade calls that the ACIS lock. You've also got stainless steel liners and a full bolster here, which extends out to some G10 inlays, or onlays actually. Very comfortable handle, very good feeling knife in the hand for sure. I carry this thing around for a day or two and haven't found any issues with the ergonomics on it at all. The pivot here is a T10, and all the body screws and the pocket clip screws are T6 screws. As you can see here, the pocket clip is just a stamped stainless steel pocket clip, and you've got the G10 overlays here. They've got kind of like a little white layer on the bottom, and then OD green on top. I'm not sure if they have any other colors of this knife. The only colors that I've seen, or the only one that I've ever seen, is this one here with the OD green handle scales. Somebody might be noticing this little thing here with the jimping. That is a lock, which does not function while the blade is open. It only functions while the blade is closed. So you slide this guy forward, and it makes it so that that flipper tab will not engage, so you can't deploy the blade while this lock is engaged. You just pull that back, and then you pull the flipper tab, and as you can see, this is an assisted opening knife. You guys are aware that I'm not a huge fan of assisted knives, but like I said, I'm more than happy to review just about anything that comes across my table, so I don't have any issues whatsoever reviewing this guy. The blade stock thickness, which I haven't said anything about yet so far, is 110 thousandths, somewhere between 100 and 110 thousandths. I haven't received my new calipers yet, so I wasn't able to measure this myself. I had to look it up online, and I've actually found a couple of different specifications online on a couple of different sites. So it's somewhere between 100 and 110 thousandths for blade stock thickness at the thickest point. As you can see, like I said, you've got a little bit more thickness out here towards the tip for a little bit of extra strength. And you've got this crossbar lock right here, which works just fine. There is no blade play left, right, up, or down on this guy, and the balances, or the blade balance, or the knife balance, is just a little bit behind the pivot, which isn't terrible. It's a tiny bit butt heavy, as you can see. But that's not too bad at all, and like I said, in the hand it feels pretty good, pretty well balanced in the hand for sure. Like I said, the ergonomics on this guy are pretty good. You've got a little groove here for your index finger, another groove here for your middle finger, and then there's a small swell here where your ring finger and your pinky will rest. While this is in the standard hammer grip, you've got a little bit coming out extra, so this is definitely very, very easy to get a full four-finger grip on this guy. There's no forward finger choil here at all, but there is definitely a sharpening choil here, which is fantastic. I'm a big fan of this slight recurve here. I've always liked those. And the fact that this blade is very, very well polished, I think that looks beautiful. You can see the grind lines there and everything like that. You also have a flat here, which carries out almost all the way to the tip of the blade, and then you've got a swedge here that carries out to about 90% the length of the blade. I believe I've already said that this runs on phosphor bronze. I don't know if I can get you to see that or not. Right in between the blade there. See if I can get the lighting right. Yeah, there you go. You can see the phosphor bronze washers right there, right in between the blade and the scale. So that's pretty good. So if there's anything that I don't like about this knife, it's the fact that this is obviously an assisted opening knife. You can't close it one-handed. I'm not sure why they would have put a crossbar lock on a knife that you can't close one-handed. That doesn't really make a lot of sense to me, but who knows? Maybe there's a lot of people out there that enjoy assisted knives. Excuse me. And I've just never seen it before, so I'm kind of having some trouble wrapping my head around the fact that this is a an ACIS style lock, but you have to use two hands to close it. But it's not the end of the world. My buddy really, really loves this knife. I think it's actually his favorite knife in his collection. So I don't want to shit on that. So you've also got a little bit of a lanyard hole here right at the end of the scale. I don't know why I can't get my camera to focus properly. And this is also, as you can see, reversible, so that you can move this pocket clip to the other side, which is good because it's an ambidextrous operated knife. Another issue that I've seen on this thing, I asked him specifically, I said, is this how the knife came, or did you catch the pocket clip on something, or what? And he said, no, I haven't caught it on anything. He's like, that's how it was when I took it out of the box. So there's not going to be a lot of retention with this pocket clip. It's not going to grasp the pocket too much. So it's an easy fix. You could just take the pocket clip off and bend it down a little bit further, and that will allow it to kind of contact the scale just a little bit to give you a little more retention there. The only other thing that I would comment on is the fact that this is an expensive knife. You can find it for in some places you can find it for around $285, but the standard price for this guy, as far as I can see, most of the places I was able to find it was $315. For a knife like this at a price like that, I would expect to see at the very least a stamped titanium pocket clip, but this is stainless steel. And again, at a price like that, I would like to see the liners and the faux bolster and everything to be titanium, but this is stainless steel. Let's check the centering on this guy. So this is perfectly centered, so that's pretty good. And again, beautiful blade. Fit and finish is fantastic, which with Benchmade, that's to be expected. The pocket clip, leaves a little bit to be desired, and the fact that the liners and everything are stainless steel are, leave a little bit to be desired. Nice little touch here to have this lock so that it doesn't deploy inside your pocket, but I don't know, how necessary that is. As you can see, this is a very low profile flipper tab. I would like to also have some jimping on that as well, just because as smooth as it is, it's easy to slip off of there. But with a low profile flipper tab like this, it's virtually no chance that this thing is going to deploy inside your pocket. Considering the fact that the lock only functions in the closed position, it just kind of seems like it's not really necessary. If it engaged when the blade was open and it made it so that this is kind of like a fixed blade, then that would make more sense. Or if the flipper tab was a little bit bigger, or there was a more of a chance that this would deploy inside the pocket, then again the lock would make more sense. But I don't really think it takes anything away from the knife. What else can I say about this one, guys? Like I said, the fit and finish on it is really, really good. It's a nice knife, and I think it would be good for hard use, especially with those phosphor bronze washers, plus the fact that it's pretty strong out towards the tip. So yeah, like I said, this knife is available. You can find it at a couple of different sites, so I will certainly link those sites down in the description if anybody's interested and they want to buy this guy. But the main point I want to say on that is, when you're going to look for this guy, if you find it on Amazon, please, please, please do not buy this knife off of Amazon. As I said, you can get it for $285 at one site. I can't remember the name of it, but it'll be down in the description. It'll be first one there. And then there will be two more that I'm going to link, and it is available there for $315. But if you go to Amazon, I think they're charging $425 for this knife, which I'm considering, excuse me, I'm considering the $315 to be slightly overpriced. But at $425, that's wildly overpriced for this knife, for sure. Even if this is the coolest knife you've ever seen in your life and you absolutely have to have it, please don't buy it off of Amazon. I would just break my heart to hear if somebody bought this off of Amazon, because it's just really, really overpriced there. But I think that's it for this one, guys. I think that's all that I have to say about this knife. But if you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. And stay up, y'all. Take it easy. Bye.